thanks everybody. We really appreciate you guys coming out. We appreciate your support. We didn't really know what to do because we haven't done this before. So what we're going to do is they're going to do their best. A little of them are choked up, and so am I. So we're going to do our best to get up here, class at a time, and the ones that kind of want to talk, we're going to give them an opportunity. Let's go. So, with that being said, we're going to start with our freshman class. If you guys want to come up, you're first.
I just want to thank everybody for how much support you've shown. I speak for all of us. This has been the best team to be on, and as a freshman, words can't just put how crazy that was. Thank you guys.
Next up, we've got a very talkative group, the sophomores.
Okay, I gotta say that it was fun watching this group grow and accomplish things I never would have dreamed of, but it was just crazy. And Donut Nation, we love you. Thanks guys for the support.
I want to thank God first because He made this happen. I want to thank God.
I just want to say thank you to all the Donut moms, y'all are really the best. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody for showing up and supporting us. It was a crazy journey. Thank you all.
Don't know if we want to give the juniors the mic or not, but come on, let's go. Let's do it.
Thank you guys for supporting us to make our dreams come true. We love you guys.
Thank you for supporting us no matter where we are in the world.
Thank you all Donut moms.
Again, thank you all Donut moms, and thank you teammates for getting us there. It's been a heck of a ride. We're gonna miss everybody.
This one will be tough, but come on, seniors, get up here. They want to hear from you.
I just first also want to thank God for just having this opportunity for us to do this. I also want to thank my teammates for the most awesome 4 years, and Donut Nation for supporting us and getting us where we go. We cannot do it without you guys. And I just want to thank my other two seniors just for the best coaches to have to lead me and just lead our teammates to this, and I just want to thank all of you. There's really not any words that I can describe how I'm feeling right now, but there's just so much joy right here. And I just can't thank everyone enough for being here for us. You're gonna miss it so much.
This has been the best 4 years of my life, and I couldn't thank everyone enough that supported me through the whole entire thing. There's no better way than to end your senior year this way. We couldn't have done it without each other and our amazing coaches and everyone behind us, and we just love you guys, and we thank you for everything that you've done.
Shout out to everyone who didn't go to prom to support us.
I'm all choked up right now. Next up, we've got the wonderful addition to our staff this year, Coach Tessa Johnson.
So year one as a Donette was pretty awesome. I can't thank you guys enough for the way you support and love our girls. I've been in many other districts, and there's nothing like Donette Nation. The love runs deep, and shout out to our seniors for making sure that your last bus ride was a 13, 14, 20, I don't know, every emergency vehicle in Beverly County escorted you in. So year one was good. Let's do it again.
Oh, well, you know we're buying rings, so get yourself up here. Jimmy Title, everybody.
Well, thank you very much. Not much of a public speaker, most of you know, so here we go. I didn't really have anything planned. There's just some people I want to thank. All my family and loved ones here, thank you very much for always being there. To the players, just what a great bunch of winners. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a lot of people, especially up there, that gave us absolutely no chance last night. And when it was 8-2. We showed them! Yeah. When it was 8-2, it didn't look very good. You guys never blinked. And that's what being Donette's all about. You guys out there, you had no idea what it's like to coach and to play girls basketball at Doniphan. And it's because of you. And we do not take that for granted. We are so thankful of the support that we have. And I think we need to give Doniphan Nation a standing ovation. last 2 weeks has just been off the chart. Thank all these guys over here for everything they've done for us. Shout out to Coach Johnson sitting right over there. Steve for everything he does for us, the Doniphan Donettes. Coach Johnson was a great addition to our coaching staff. Again, shout out to my family. Shout out to Pam. I'm going to try not to cry, but I probably will. This guy right here has just brought us what we've all been waiting on. For how long? How long time?
25 plus years.
25 plus years. Shout out for him inviting me on this journey. And you have got the best leading not only your basketball program, but your girls. I guess the last thing I have to say is, let's just do it again next year.
Yeah, I don't got anything to top that, sorry. But there's so many people to thank. It's hard to start naming people because I'm gonna miss them. So, but I can't not think when I see him every time is Michael Jones over here on the called me about, what was that, 7 or 8 years ago, and said, hey, what do you think about coaching girls basketball? Not very much. And after a good conversation with another one, I want to thank my wife. She's like, yeah, I think it's a good idea, you need to do it. So here we are. I also can't help but think, I got a lot of texts and a lot of messages from all these old Donettes that you see here that have played the last 7 years. That they really helped start the culture, you know, and they worked hard for this too, and part of this right here is theirs too. I was good on a little loop through town until I seen Misty and Kinsey on the corner, and then I just kind of lost it after that. So you deserve this. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. I've said it time and time again to all these news people and all that have no clue what it is like to be a coach here or to be one of these girls that get to play. But this is the greatest place ever to coach basketball, and we love you guys. Thank you so much. To the players, we preach to you guys that don't take things for granted, you know, and we're not just happy to be there. We kind of had a couple practices where it was a little rough right before going to the Final Four because we didn't want them to be satisfied with just getting there. And hats off to those guys. They weren't satisfied. They were hungry. They stayed hungry. when things got grim or there was some adversity, they fought through it every sneaking time. And they are warriors, and I love them. I'll never be able to thank them enough. To our seniors, I told them the other day in the hotel room, I kind of wish we had a couple more games, guys. We're really going to miss you guys. But anyway, you guys push your mark. You push your mark on down at basketball, and you go down as history as the greatest team you ever played. So, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I kind of got a story to tell. It's a little bit funny if that's all right. Carson, can I tell the story? Yeah, she gave me the green light. I seen it all over her face. Okay, so we got to Columbia, and we were fortunate enough to get to practice at Columbia College, and so we're going through practice, and it's kind of a little rough, but been on a bus for 5 hours, and we get to joking with Carson. It's like, hey, remember when you had that lame excuse about you playing in the Sophie shootout with double pneumonia, and like Jimbo's just giving it to her, like that's so soft. I mean, couldn't you just fought through it? So, it's all fun and games. And then we get back to the hotel, and I'm running around. I missed a couple phone calls, and Jimbo comes out of his hotel room and said, "You need to come here right now." What's going on? And he's like, "You need to check your phone right now. You need to call Rachel because Brad just called me, and Carson's sick." I said, "No, she's not even." I looked and I called Rachel, and Rachel's like,
Yeah, she's called me, said her lungs is kind of burning.
"Not again." So, shout out to, he's not here, but Dr. John Patty came through clutch. Gabriel broke every law on the highways and everything else to get her some steroids and antibiotics, and we forced them down her throat, and the rest is history. So she might have put that one with half in the morning. So, last thing, I can't thank you guys enough. We're still kind of in shell shock for what has went on, but I want to thank Coach Johnson for everything that she's provided to this team, all the scouting reports and all the I'm staying up late using her notes on the plays that the other team's running for things that I didn't have time to get to that she did, and she's been a wonderful addition to this staff. And I'm fortunate enough to get to coach basically with 2 more head coaches over there on the bench with me, and that's just something that not everybody gets to do. And last year we kind of went through some stuff, and I needed a coach, and I was like, well, there's only one name on my list, and I didn't know if he'd want to do it or not, but that's been the best coaching decision that I've ever made in my life, was to ask Jimbo Blackwood to come back on the bench. He helps me so much. He gives me confidence when I need it. He's always there letting me know they're on a 13-4 run. It might be time to call timeout, coach. You got 4. To make this basket, and I want to call timeout. So, yeah, we had one of those last night, and I'm sorry, Jimbo, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. But it worked out. So, anyway, that's all I got for you guys. We love you. We can't thank you enough. Thanks for coming out, and let's go Donettes. Hey, y'all join in with us. This is here, so here we go.
Together on three.
1, 2, 3, together!
First of all, congratulations, you're a state champion. You had 2 great games up there. So, first thing, tell us about the last play of the game after the timeout, that score that sealed the win.
Coach us the whole entire time just told us to keep our composure, and the whole thing that he said was not to poop our pants. So that's what we had to do.
Well, it was a great pass, and you took your time, made sure it went in, and sealed the victory. So. No, everyone looked at the scoring column. You had more rebounds and points last night. Do you think that had a big effect on the game?
It's just whatever you can do. Some things don't always work out, so.
As long as you guard and rebound, usually points take care of themselves. And last I got for you, I know it's hard to think right now. I just want to celebrate. But where do you go from here for the next 2 years?
Just game after game.
Carson? You averaged 29 points a game up there at Columbia. You had 27 to 31. But, you never lost your composure. You never looked rattled. You kept focused. What kept you focused during the game?
We tried to just stay together and all stay focused together.
They defended you tight in both games. You were obviously one they had to try to shut down. How were you able to get some looks at the basket?
My teammates, they helped me get open, and I tried to stay confident and not let that bother me, but they helped me get open and make good passes and stuff.
Well, so you got 2 more years. Where do you go from here?
Try to do the same thing we just did.
It's not a repeat, right?
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations, you're a state champion.
Thank you.
That's just awesome. So, you don't usually score a whole lot, but you had 18 points in the 2 games at Columbia. Was that you winning the title so bad, or you just had some good luck?
No, I wasn't losing, so I wanted to win.
Yeah. When the right lights come on, you're ready.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Did finally winning the sectional game take some pressure off the team? And what was the mindset going forward?
It did take pressure off the team, but we knew we wanted to go further, and we knew we were better than just getting over that game. And then going to Columbia was just not being satisfied with making it to the Final Four, that we're good enough to win it all.
Commentators on Misha TV complimented you a lot on your decision making. What did you feel like was your role, and what do you feel like you did well?
I just feel like I had to do what I've done all year and find the people around me and find what was best for that play at that moment, and just whoever to score.
Well, they called you the general, and you were the best point guard in the state of Missouri that weekend. So last question here for you. You played all 32 minutes in the final game. Were you able to sleep last night?
No, not at all.
I know for a fact you were up till 3 a.m.
Yep, sure was.
Well, hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Time to celebrate.
Thank you.
How does it feel to not only end it on a win, but with the state title?
It's the best feeling you can ever have. It's the best thing to end your season on to. It, ending it with such great teammates and coaches is just such a great privilege.
So both teams you played there were very physical, but you rebounded well. Do you feel like the second chance shots played a big factor?
Oh yeah, it always comes down to the nit and grit in games, so the more physical you are, the better it is.
Usually as long as you guard and rebound, points take care of themselves.
Yep.
So in both games, you came out at halftime and went on big runs. What was the conversation or message in the locker room?
Coach Chubbs is really good at giving us some pep talks and making us grind, and so it's just really easy to do that for a coach who cares so much about the game and you. So, and for ourselves too, we just knew that we had to get it done, and everyone was counting against us, so we wanted to prove everyone wrong.
You've been to Columbia many times with the Donettes and other teams. Was there anything that made this one special?
Well, first of all, thank you. And it has been a dream of mine and a lot of Donettes for a lot of years. But, it was just, the second half of the state championship game was really special because you could kind of see it. You could kind of see us taking control, and it was it was a lot of fun.
So tell us about the last play with Ellie out of that timeout. How did you sell the play to the girls?
Well, that's something that we have worked on that play. We worked on that play in practice. Really, I think that might be the second time we ran that particular play, but we ran a play similar to that before, and we couldn't get it in bounds, so we thought that we could get it long to Ellie, and of course, the way Ellie runs, if she gets ahead of the pack, nobody's going to catch her. So that was a gutsy play for Coach Epps to run that, and it was a gutsy play for Maddie Reedus was taking it out. It was a gutsy play for her to make the pass because
it looked like a Mahomes to Kelsey.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So talk about the chemistry between you and Coach Epps. What works for you?
Well, he asked me to be a part of this last year, and I appreciate that. But I have so much respect for the way he coaches, his coaching ability, and we're not afraid to disagree, about that. We'll bounce things off each other, and he'll bounce things off me, and and we're just another thing. We're friends, and the biggest thing is we want the same thing. Him and I's goal was the same. We wanted to bring Doniphan its first state championship and the Donettes, so that makes it easy when you're both after the same things. But I have tremendous respect for him.
You've been coaching for a long time, and I know, like as well as everybody else, that you've sacrificed a lot of time with family and a lot with family. What was it like having them there with you to celebrate last night?
I told you last night, I dreamed of doing that with you on the bench with me. But, having you there and having Jason and Chet there and doing it in front of your family is special. It's a little bittersweet because we've lost some people out of our family. But, yeah, doing it with your family there's nothing better than that. And then, really just doing it in front of your hometown friends, also Donette Nation. I looked up there, I see you, I see Jason. I looked up there, I see my friends, people I've grown up with, and to see them get to enjoy it was pretty special.
Yeah. So you have another banner coming to go along with the other three that are up on the wall that has your name on it. How does that feel to you?
Well, it feels good just because it doesn't really matter to me, but since I've had grandkids, since I've had, Chet and Tuck and Ace and then Ava on the way, it means a lot to me that one day they're going to be in this gym, and, they're going to walk the hallways, and they're going to get to look up there and see their pawpaw's name, and that's really what it means to me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. They're proud of their pawpaw, and we're sure happy you finally got you one, and it's time to celebrate now.
All right.
So,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations. You're state champion. That's got to feel awesome.
Yeah, it's still pretty surreal right now. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, I know you're proud of them, and there's a lot to talk about, but tell us a little bit about what each of your girls did to help get that title.
Man, I don't know if I could get into naming a bunch, but, well, first and foremost, everybody knows about number 2, Carson, and all that she can do on the floor, and can score at all 3 levels. Probably right behind her would be number 5 out there, point guard, who I don't know, and she ain't about it, but she don't get the credit that is due to her. She don't score a lot, but she can, and you got to see that in the Final 4 games, because when the big lights come on, Maddie Reedus is there, and she's going to show up and show out. And she did 10 points in that MICDS game and guarded an alpha and did great on her as well, and guarded a great one last night. Had the guts to make that pass last night. And then in the quarterfinal game here, had the guts to make that pass on the little backdoor play that sealed the deal there too. So I just trust her so much, even if she makes a mistake or two. I don't say much because I know she's going to fix it herself, and she's been an incredible leader for us. Right behind her would be 23, Sarah Owen. She's just the bully in the middle, and she played good, got some big timely rebounds, made some free throws in those 2 games, but has kind of carried us all season long to give us some kind of post presence inside. Ellie White, her athleticism is just, it's off the charts, and she got to showcase that a little bit this weekend and definitely throughout the whole year. And then you got Kirby that's going to get out there, the guard dog, and wear people out. They're out there. You can't hear it all the time, but we can on the sidelines. She's getting cussed by everybody she's guarding because they don't like her, because she's not going to quit ever. And she made some huge blockouts last night. You've seen like these collisions underneath the goal, and Kenna's on the ground, but so is the other girl. And then we got the board. So she played great, especially late in that St. James game. We really needed a spark offensively, and she got some buckets for us. And then Killer coming back, Kenzie Killian coming back off of the injury, which is the hardest thing to do as a basketball player. She was a real big spark for us, came back at the right time. And I don't know if she ever got to 100, but she really helped us last night and the last month and a half that she's been back. And you got other pieces on the bench that come in. Tara came in last night, hit a big 3 in the corner. Macy came in, got a big steal there in the third quarter, maybe third or fourth. Sarah got in a little foul trouble. Macy came in for a couple minutes, got a big steal. And then all the other kids that are there every single day and been to 70-something practices and just slugging it out every day. And I'm real proud of all of them.
Well, it's a true team effort.
Yeah.
So throughout the postseason, you consistently came out of halftime with some runs in the third quarter that won the games for you. What was the message in the locker room at halftime?
Well, most of the time we give them a couple minutes in there to just kind of marinate, let them talk. So when the coaching staff comes in, that's the first thing we say, all right, what do you guys got? Sometimes I'm ready to get them too, and it's like, and then Maddie or Sarah or Carson or somebody will step up and they'll say exactly what you were going to say. So it's like, all right, you know what to do. We've got to be us. That was the message in MICDS game. A little bit of bright light syndrome out there, and we've got to be us. And then defensively in that second half of the semifinal game, we got into playing like we could play. And then in that last game, we were just ticked off. We were just mad. They were mad from the beginning. They got to hear that other coach over there that's crazier than March Hare basically call us out at the press conference. So we kind of showed up with a little chip on our shoulder this weekend.
Yeah. Well, there was many times during the 2 games in Columbia that most teams would have got rattled, like you said, the light, lights and the big arena like that. How did y'all stay composed and keep it?
I just think it's our kids. I mean, we tried to stay composed over there the best we could as coaches because they feed off of you, but our kids just never quit. And me and Jimbo was talking about that. They had an opportunity to lay down. They had an opportunity to lay down, especially in that last game when you're hearing everybody talk about how good Benton was. And we watched them play, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, this could be some rough stuff because they look good in person in that semifinal game. But they just, no matter what adversity come, they just battled through it, stuck together. Somebody made a big play, and then we didn't let their runs be as deep because basketball is a game of runs, and we didn't let everybody else's get too much. So they're just a tough, hard-nosed group.
So you've had some good teams in your years here at Doniphan, and 104 wins in the last 4 years. What was the difference this year?
Well, I think maturity-wise, those sophomores that we've really kind of been laying on, depended on last year, they had another year to mature body-wise, but mentally, and then being out there in those varsity games. They stepped up very big for us this year. But I don't know. I think probably the biggest thing, especially like in postseason runs, is you got to have a path. You got to have a path that's doable. And we did have a path. There was Fredericktown was a worthy opponent. They beat Park Hills once this year. They're a good team, and we took care of them. And then we got to play Park Hills, who we couldn't get over. We got to play them right here, which I don't know if we'll ever get to do that again. We took advantage of that. And then St. James beat the #1 team, Ursuline, and we got to play that game here. So we had a great opportunity this year that might not ever happen again, and we took advantage of that. And sometimes it's the path that is the most important thing, but they'll definitely go down. I mean, they're the greatest team in Donette history. They're state champs, so you can't deny it.
Yeah. Well, what a way to end it on a win and with a state championship. But you're losing 3 seniors, but you also have your sophomore group for 2 more years. So where do you go from here?
Yeah, I kind of had a little conversation with that about there, but I don't even know if I want to talk about that very much because Madeline Reedus and Sarah Owen and Macy, they do so much for us that not everybody gets to see, because everybody gets to see the scoring and the buckets, but they don't understand the not turning the ball over with all of the chips on the line. They don't understand. I mean, Maddie's got such smooth handles, and she's tough, and she's not going to turn it over. And I go back to the Notre Dame locker room. We lost last year to them over there in the district championship game. I mean, I was obviously tore up, but she was broke. And she's just a junior. She's got another year. You know, sometimes kids are like, what is all this crying and all that stuff? She was broke. And she told me, she goes, I'm never going to have that feeling again. You know, and the rest is history. And Sarah does so much for us inside. And we don't really got a lot of post presence, but somebody will step up. And then Macy's just a great leader. Everybody loves her. She picks them up. So they're a great group. They're going to go down in history as the seniors that took us to the show and finished the show.
Yep. So someone made a post on social media that this is the first title for a girls team in Class 4 or higher in Southeast Missouri. What goes through your mind when you hear that, and what makes it so hard in classes 4 through 6?
Well, first thing is I'm just smiling because that's wild, because there's a lot of good teams girls-wise. Like, you got to think, well, that includes Notre Dame, Jackson, and all those juggernaut teams right there. What makes it hard is 4, 5, and 6. That's where all the private schools get pushed to. Everybody, when they go to the Final Four weekend, they want to go to the first weekend and watch Class 1, 2, and 3 because that's your hometown, your small towns. Class 4, 5, and 6, you got huge, giant public schools, or you got private schools. Or this weekend, you got the smallest Class 4 school there. Everybody had 100-something more kids than us that was in Class 4. And it's like, you almost get into the Hoosiers. No school this small has ever been. But that's what makes it hard, is the size of the schools and the private schools that get pushed up there with the championship factors.
Yeah. So we asked him the same thing, but let's talk about Jimmy. What works between you two?
It's just, I don't know how really to describe it. It's like a yin and yang type thing. When he first started out, I couldn't get him to say much. He'd come out of the locker room over there, and I slapped him. I was like, you're going to have to start saying stuff. He's like, well, you're saying everything that I would say. So he just gives me confidence. Like, before a big game, we'll go in the office. I'm like, all right, Jimmy, give me something. And he'll be like, well, here's the thing. And as soon as he says, here's the thing, like, I get goosebumps, and he gets me jacked up. And he speaks so much life into me. He makes me a better coach. And I remember when I was assistant coach, and I wanted to be a head coach, he wrote me a letter of recommendation, and I got it, and I read it, and that gave me confidence. Because when you're starting out, you don't know, am I going to be able to do this? And the first line of his thing is, Coach Epps is going to be a future superstar in the coaching business. And I just and I said that in the thing. He's like my basketball dad. You know what I'm saying? And I can just lean on him. I can tell him anything, and I know it's dead right there when I talk to him. His basketball mind is great. Reading the kids is great. You know, I bounce stuff off of him that I've never been able to do that. And not many coaches can. Who's got a Hall of Famer sitting next to him on the bench say, hey Jimmy, what do we need to do on offense right here? It's like, I don't know. Probably quit calling sets and let's play. It's like, so I don't know. I'm just very blessed to be able to have him over there, and Coach Johnson as well, who's going to be a great coach. I mean, she already is, but she's going to be a great coach someplace really big one of these days. So.
Well, last question I got for you. So what's it going to be like having the banner up on the wall with both your names on it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. It's going to be the shape of Missouri too, I guess, because I don't know. It's going to be nuts. I'm just still shell-shocked, and I'm very fortunate. I feel like throughout my life, and my wife she's praying over me the other day, and I feel like God has really had his hand on me, kind of whatever I've gone through, because there was a time where I thought I wasn't going to be done coaching. Like, I left Van Buren, it's like, all right, maybe I'm done, you know, and I came here, and I'll never forget, I had a team meeting them the first time, and they're all, you know, scraggly high school kids, and this one girl over there had her hand up. Any questions? And it was Emily Etter. She goes, are you just here to stay for 1 year? Just as stone-faced as she could. And I was like, what have these kids been through? You know what I'm saying? And they wanted somebody that believed in them and was here and was all in. And it didn't take long. They resurrected my love for coaching basketball. And I can never thank them enough. It's the greatest place ever to coach basketball because of Donette Nation, but more so because of those kids that I get to go in the locker room with. And I just love them. I can't thank them enough.